Welcome everyone to the Radiant Rocket League Series. I'm so excited to be here in the biggest women's Rocket League tournament there is to date. I'm Lemon Kiwi, I'll be your host. By my side, I got the two biggest brains of the operation. We got Gibbs to my right, Hercules all the way at the end. Hercules, starting with you, how was your trip? It was a long flight, wasn't it?
Yeah, I had a very long flight all the way from Austria to California, but absolutely worth it, and I'm super, super excited for this weekend.
How about you, Gibbs? You sandwiched between us?
I'm so excited to be here. I don't have to work RLCS this weekend. It's great. We do something new here. It's going to be so much fun.
I am so excited. Well, let's break it down of what we're going to be going through today, guys. Let's go over the format. First, we have a two-day event, starting with our round robin today. That means every team is playing each other. Those 20 teams are separated into 4 groups of 5 teams. They all play best of 5s throughout today, and the best 2 teams of each of those groups move on to Championship Sunday. Tomorrow, it's a single elimination bracket, and everything is still best of 5s until the finals, which is a best of 7s. It's a long day, Gibbs.
That group stage is going to be brutal because you have only 4 matches. You have to finish top 2 in that group. You have to guarantee at least 2 wins, hoping for 3. But they're not used to playing this way. Normally, it's a league play over 9 weeks where you play 14 matches, so maybe 2 games at most in a day. But now you're playing 4 back to back to back.
Yeah, a lot of these teams that we're going to see this weekend are used to those long 9-week league play situations, and this is the first time that a lot of these teams are going to have the opportunity to have the pressure of like a 2-day tournament.
And speaking of that pressure, take a look at what's on the line. Thousands of dollars, the biggest women's Rocket League tournament to date.
Yeah.
I'm going to stress that again. $15,000, $6,000 going to first place, but only the top 8 get into the prizing. So again, we're talking about that weight, that pressure on the shoulders.
It's just so cool because again, they're used to a league play, into a playoffs where it's a long tournament format. Now they're getting like the proper like RLCS format where it's like you just got to perform in 2 days and that's it. And for a lot of money, it's gonna be so much fun.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the teams, going over the groups that we have. So we have 4 groups and a lot of familiar names to us, Hercules, because we cast the WCBC, the Women's Cardball Championship, where a lot of these teams come from, both the Challengers, the Premier League. Take a look at Group A and Group B. Any teams you're recognizing here, Gibbs?
You got to look at the Pioneers. They're first in the Premier League. I think playoffs are coming up soon, but they dominated all league play along. So Group A, huge favorites there.
Yeah, and I think for myself, I'm going to go with Torrent White. Torrent White is a team I really want to look at. Again, #1 in the Challenger League, and I think it's going to be really exciting to be able to see these 2 #1 seeds in their own respective rights finally have the opportunity to play against each other.
No, we're going to have a bit of rivalry, Hercules, because, you know, you're coming from the Challengers. I know a lot more about the Premiers, so I'm looking at the Kansas City Pioneers, top in the charts in the Premier, and, you know, you're cheering for Torrent. I'd love to see how these teams from Challengers, Premier facing off against each other. Now, Group C and D, let's take a look at those teams, because, again, these are also very stacked groups, Gibbs.
And yeah, one thing I love to see is all these RLCS teams like Team Wildfire just coming out and having a women's team as well. But then you look towards the content creator teams, and 2 of my favorite names in this, Whiffus and Vibe Tribe. And I'm just excited to see them because it's not only these pros playing, it's content creators coming out to have some fun. Maybe they get 1 series win and they're going to pop off on their stream. So it's going to be a lot of fun to watch all around.
Yeah, lots of content creators. I know Team Whiffus has 3 very, very big content creators that have been popping off this year. One in particular is Chrissy, and I know Chrissy is an extremely mechanical player, so I'm very excited to see her compete in a tournament like this.
And it's been cool to catch kind of the content behind the scenes for the Radiant series and having all these players in the hot seat and kind of getting to know how much fun they're having with each other, especially the content creators. You see that personality come out, but is that going to translate on the field? That's what we're going to find out. We're going to have an upcoming match soon. MPT versus SES is our first match of the day, and I'd love to take a look at those rosters so we can get to know them a little bit better. MPT on the left, Top Gun, Perona, Maisie Pie. SES on the right, Licious, Sarah, Ella, and Sammy. So Gibbs, you were telling me about a sort of rivalry going down?
Oh, I love this tournament because we've got 20 teams, but it's not just NA, it's North America and Europe, and this is a matchup. North America is MPT versus the Europeans of SES. So we get that rivalry going right away. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's going to be really exciting. And of course, teams like MPT, we've got Top Gun, Prona, and Maisie Pie. These are 3 players that compete regularly in the WCBC. So it's going to be really interesting to see how teams like SES play up against teams like MPT.
Yeah, and there's a lot of names that, people do recognize, or maybe some that are just playing on the ladder and they're still trying to be in that spotlight. Gibbs, tell me about how important a platform like this is important for players that are still trying to climb up.
Yeah, like it's a new experience for them. It's going to be so exciting to see these first round games because the nerves are going to play a factor because it's a lot of money on the line, but it's also like a big show, right? We're on this awesome stage and like they're not used to this. So it's going to be like, all right, we have to perform on stream. So I think MPT probably early favorites, but that could hurt them because they know they should win this match. But again, these nerves, especially in game 1 and 2, it's going to be brutal.
And there's some wiggle room on day 1. It's round robin, so if you have a bad, nervous first match, it's about just topping your group at the end of the day. So you can have a bad first match. You can't have a whole bad day, though.
Yeah, you got to have 3 wins in a row after that, probably.
So, Herc, let's get into these predictions. MPT, SES, you're kind of feeling MPT. What is your official Hercules branded prediction for today?
I think my official branded prediction is going to go MPT.
That makes sense. They're in your Challenger League. They're in the playoffs as well. 3rd in Challenger League. I got to go MPT as well. I like the name too because it's just the first letter of all 3 players. That's it, MPT. Because for a while we're like, what does it mean? And we're trying to figure this out. And I'm like, what does MPT mean? And then I realized it's just the first letter of all the players. So perfect name.
No, it makes a lot of sense. You're backing MPT. I'm also backing MPT because of that experience in the Challengers League.
Yeah.
But still waiting to get promoted to the Premier League. Maybe a team like SES can surprise them. So I'm excited to see. It is a best of 5, got a lot of Rocket League action. Also, if you guys are just wondering at home, what about this team? What about this team? We have alternate streams. We have co-streamers. So I encourage you to go check out the Radiant socials to find out how you can keep in touch with all the streams going down.
Real quick, Lemon, I think you're trying to dodge the prediction here. We need an official prediction. Me and Herc are on the line here with MPT, but you're just dodging, talking about other streams. I see you're trying to delay. So what's your official pick?
Oh, I was trying to put the pressure on you guys.
Yeah, no, too bad.
I gotta say MPT as well. Just
Cast a curse though now.
if Herc says they're good, I believe Herc. I believe everything Herc says to me. So we have almost our match ready to go. And I know Twitch chat, you can be also involved throughout the day, letting us know for your predictions. And we will just keep talking about the teams until our match is ready to make sure our players are good to go. Because I know the pressure is setting. Computers like to set on fire, the day of an event.
We're waiting for the match to begin, so I think we're going to throw to a quick break.
All right, we're going to see you guys after this quick break for the Radiant Rocket League Series.
Welcome back to the Radiant Rocket League Series. I am one of your casters, Hercules, and alongside me I have Gibbs from the RLCS. And today we are bringing you one of the biggest Rocket League community tournaments in history thus far, a women's community tournament for $15,000.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. And
a lot of pressure.
A lot of pressure, a lot of teams, a lot of players, creators, lots of people coming from the WCBC as well. And yeah, it's going to be, we almost have our first match underway. A lot of y'all have been very patient with us, waiting. We're very excited. I think everybody's nerves are up. We're getting ready for this first one. But yeah, we did talent predictions earlier. Yep. All 3 of us went for MPT. We're going to be watching MPT versus SES. And what do you think about the caster curse percentage?
I'm worried about MPT now because all 3 of us went that way, and we've seen it on like RLCS shows all the time. When the whole desk goes one way, doesn't end well normally, but I'm excited to see these 2 teams play, and now because there's been a little bit of a delay, more and more nerves are going to play a factor because now they just want to get into the game and play Rocket League like they know. Instead, they got to wait around, and they have to think about this first game a little bit more. So MPT, pretty heavy favorites here, I would say. But you never know when it's a big stage like this.
Yeah, this is the first time in Rocket League history that women have had a big 2-day tournament like this. This is the first time that it hasn't been something that's lasted over a period of like, for say 9 weeks, like in the WCBC. So yeah, there's the pressure to perform is very, very high. And of course, with the added time of waiting is gonna make it very nervous. I know for some of us here behind the scenes, we are very anxious. We're anticipating. We're ready.
We're just waiting on the players.
We're just waiting.
Just waiting on the players.
We're just waiting on the players.
It's going to be interesting with this group stage because normally I think in league play, they play probably maximum 2 games a week, right? Or on a day. But now you got to play 4 best-of-5s. And not only do you have to play 4 best-of-5s, it's only top 2 out of each group out of these 5. So you got to win 2 bare minimum, very likely 3 matches. So you got to be on point today. Then you got to do it all again tomorrow in the playoffs where you have 1 life. So a lot of nerves going to play a factor, and it's just fun to see all these different teams. We got teams from North America, teams from Europe. We have content creators. We have teams from all different ranks as well. So some of these underdog stories are going to be a lot of fun because they're going to just go in like, we have nothing to lose. If we win this, it's going to be great. So it's going to be interesting. Interesting group stage for sure.
A lot of times when it comes to teams like that, you know, I like to call them these like fun run teams that don't really have the added pressure of maybe representing an org, for instance. I know a lot of these RLCS orgs have started to pick up women's teams in the WCBC and for this event in particular. And yeah, these content teams are the ones that I'm excited to see, honestly, for the most. As a content creator myself, I'm rooting for all of them. I know a ton of these players are actually extremely mechanical, and we don't really get to see them in a setting where they're competing, but this is the first time we will be able to as we head on over into our first match between SES and MPT.
Oh, I'm excited. Game 1, the nerves are going to be high. We'll see how these first kickoffs go. But like MPT, again, big favorites, great team name, just the first letters of all 3 members. I love that. Just like, let's make it easy. Here we go. The first kickoff about to begin. Manfield Night, what a stage. Let's see, rank X Tetris player for Maisie Pie. So she's excited about that. Here we go. Sammy off the wall to begin the game.
As we watch our players start this first match of the day, we're going to see Top Gun do what she can. The ball is currently up in the air. Players are trying to get a pass over to the teammates at the moment. Sammy's going to send this up into the midfield, and Ella is going to be the first person to try and continue the play. Will there be another player to finish this? There was a shot, but it was just a bit wide.
MPT, again, the North American favorites. They play in the Challenger Series, 3rd in the Challenger Series, but SES, a lot of pressure on the field right now.
There is a ton of pressure. 4 minutes and 20 seconds remaining, and we're kind of sitting at a little bit of a standstill. I'm not, you know, it's possible it could be nerves, you know, like we said, it's the first time this is happening. A tournament of this size for these kinds of players. Possible opening for these players to get a shot on net. It's over 1 defender, but it will be saved off the backboard.
That was close. They had like a 3-man play about to begin, but just that one back pass was a little bit off, so we couldn't get a high-quality shot out of SES. But they've had pretty much all the pressure so far. So MPT played a lot of defense. Here's another save coming out.
Nice shot. And then another player from SES trying to get a shot started for her team. Maisie Pie is the one trying to do what she can so far. A clear into the midfield, trying to get a follow-up, but Sammy's going to be the first person to get a touch on it as the ball gets cleared off to the backboard. Can anybody take control of this ball?
This is nerve-wracking. Game 1 again, like it's a feeler game. So you just got to play it out, play that midfield game, hope for a few high-quality chances. Just like look for a 50-50 that spills your way. But when you get that shot, when you get that high-quality chance, you got to make it count.
Lots of quality saves coming out from SES as well as we watch Sammy get a nice save right on the goal line. Another shot trying to get centered, but it will be saved by Ella. Ella doing everything that she can right now to not let the pressure overtake the team at the moment.
Yeah, that first minute 15, all SES. Now MPT getting some control with some high quality chances, but great defense by both squads. 0-0 halfway through the game.
Yeah, both teams are pretty neck and neck as far as skill set at the moment. Everybody's doing what they can. An opportunity, Ella with a demo, trying to get the play, but it actually hits the post. Can Sammy get another shot? No, it actually gets cleared into the midfield. All players from MPT trying to just push their way onto the defense and try to get a shot on net.
Ella so incredibly close. Tried to shoot near post. Just went a little bit too hard at the post itself. So another scoring opportunity gone. But it's still anyone's game. Again, 0-0, 2 minutes left. Both teams have had opportunities. Who's going to capitalize first?
And here is another opportunity, but it will be denied as a team member from SES clears this out. The ball actually goes into the midfield. Maisie Pie hoping for some sort of a back pass. Top Gun is going to be the first one. She's going to get it over Ella. Can she take control of this? No, it actually gets sent right back into MPT's half. Maisie Pie trying to take control of this, but she doesn't really have enough boost to do anything with it at the moment. So Top Gun will be the next one and send it off the back. Can she air? No, the ball.
She was just a little bit behind it. She couldn't elevate it. Couldn't elevate it, so it just turned into a 50-50 on the defensive side. So now SES, they have some opportunities here. Can they hold pressure? We'll see this midfield defense working out pretty good. A nice little back pass coming out. And SES trying to push into the orange half, trying to control this ball. See if we get a pass off the corner at some point here.
And one thing we're seeing as time progresses are these two teams are trying to formulate some sort of a play. We started seeing a little bit of a demo plays coming out. This is on the goal line, and Top Gun's actually going to be able to save it and clear over to the side. Maisie Pie is going to try to get a clear, but Ella is going to get the touch on it first. Perona is going to be able to continue to take control of the ball. She has no boost and will allow Top Gun to try and get a shot on net. It is wide, and the ball gets saved in the midfield.
No matter what level of play you are, the goal always wins. The post, crossbars, it doesn't matter. And right now we're seeing that. A lot of crossbar shots, a lot of post hits. We're getting counterplay back and forth. It's a fast-paced game, but the third man on both teams, the rotation has been so great. We always see someone there for a 50-50 to deny the shot.
We do, and another a bounce coming off of Ella's car, and Miss Blurred is going to do what she can, try and get a redirect of some sort, but she doesn't have enough boost to finish it. The ball is actually going to get cleared as we count down the remaining 5 seconds of the game. A shot off the crossbar is going to be the fourth defender for MPT.
This crossbar, 2 in a row in the last minute of play. We are scoreless, going to overtime, and the crossbar just laughing at everything.
It really is. We head on over into overtime. Ella's going to get a clear, trying to send it into the orange half. The ball is up, and it's kind of just going to go back to the back corner. There's not much that can happen. And, you know, one thing I really wanted to see from these two teams are those team plays. We saw it slowly start to happen as these demo plays started to come out, but accuracy
there's the infield
is what we were waiting for. Miss Blurred is going to be the most accurate person on the field today. She gets our first shot of the game and takes game number 1 in this series.
There's the infield pass and the demos coming out. So, like SES, no one predicted them to win this series. Game 1 is theirs. And that was after the last minute of play that they controlled the entire time. 2 crossbars as well. So that's one of those games you almost have to win at that point because you were so incredibly close. And then if you lose in overtime, the morale is gone. Like, especially if you're an underdog. So SES coming out. Big time performance. Game 1, we definitely saw nerves. We saw a lot of it. There was a lot of post hits, a lot of crossbars, and that's going to happen because Rocket League is a game of inches. And if you're nervous, you might be off by just a couple inches, and that's when the crossbar comes into play. So
exactly, and sometimes the crossbar can actually be the fourth defender that you need when the nerves come out. We saw a bunch of times where the post or the crossbar was the defining moment of being able to save some shots that the teams couldn't get themselves. But like you said, nobody predicted SES to win, and you know, sometimes that's what you need in order to be able to win. We're gonna head on over into game number 2 out of this best of 5, and the players are gonna do what they can at the moment. Top Gun trying to get a shot on net, and it will be saved by Ella. Ella clearing it out into the midfield, but the ball will be sent right back off the backboard, looking for a follow-up shot, but it will be denied as Miss Blurred is the next person to try and take control.
that ground bounce shot, those are hard to defend because your first instinct is to go low, but it's going to bounce high, obviously. But great defense again by SES, and still no goals for MPT.
No goals to be seen. All 3 players of SES, though, are in the midfield currently. And the ball looking kind of free, kind of random, as Perona tries to take a shot, but it continues to be denied. The ball will bounce off the wall and it'll try to get set up. Maybe Top Gun can get a nice shot on net here, but it will be saved by Ella and clear into the midfield. Corona next up to take a shot on net. She tries to keep control and center this for Top Gun, but Ella is on the backboard, able to deny yet another shot.
A lot of goal line defense, a lot of rotations by Ella. She's coming out big on these saves. Keeping MPT scoreless through a game and a half, and now it's wide open. Can Ella get the dunk? Doesn't need to. Miss Blurred gets credit for the goal, and SES a 1-goal lead in game 2.
Miss Blurred with a clear right down the midfield, and Ella kind of faking out one of the defenders there and unable to save it, and SES is up 1-0, 3 minutes and 44 seconds remaining as we head on over into kickoff.
And that happens at times where MPT, they haven't scored yet, so they'll send all 3 on the offensive, but then the counterattack comes out, and SES, they get a little bit of a wide open net there. It could have been a save, but it was incredibly close, and there's probably a dunk there anyway by Ella. So that's what you have to do sometimes when you're frustrated on the offensive side. You got to send all 3. You need to score a goal at some point to just get rid of those nerves, because I think MPT probably is still nervous because they want to get that first one in.
Yeah, that's very true. And, you know, sending 3 players up 3 times the chances of somebody eventually touching the ball. And one thing to note, you know, is teams like MPT, when you're competing in leagues like the WCBC, a lot of the times these teams have strats. They've got rotational play styles that they want to try and follow. And if you bring in a team like SES, who they don't normally play against, they might not understand what's really going on. And they might need these warm-up games. But Maisie Pie, she's getting the double off of her card. It floats right on in and to tie us up 1-1, 2 minutes and 52 seconds remaining.
Off the wall, 2 defenders go for it. Maisie Pie doesn't care. She gets the full Tetris clear right there. Scores the goal.
And we're gonna head on over into kickoff now. Something we joked about yesterday is seeing how many players go for kickoff, but a lot of the times these teams are smart enough to only send 1 player in a follow-up.
Unless you're a content creator team, they might try some weird traps.
They might try some stuff for fun. We never know. They might send 3 players or 2 players. You never know what goes on. This Top Gun tries to get a shot on net, and it actually goes crossbar down into the net. And MPT is now up by 1.
And SES has to worry because that crossbar is not doing them any favors. On the orange side, it's not going in, but on the blue side, MPT gets the favorable crossbar bounce, taking the lead in game 2.
And they do take the lead as we head on over into kickoff. The ball goes into Maisie Pie's car perfectly. Ella trying to stop this ball from going towards the goal line, but it continues to be pushed over into the blue half. Top Gun trying to get a touch on this, but the ball gets cleared. Maisie Pie trying to send this over, but her teammates are already rotating back. She tries to do it herself, but she doesn't have enough boost to continue to play.
We'll see if SES can get this ball out of their half. They've been on their half for a while now. We saw like a counterplay goal, but like, outside of that, game 2, like MPT in full control.
Yeah, MPT is starting to look a lot stronger than they did in game number 1. You're starting to see like maybe those nerves are starting to go away a little bit. Miss Blurred looking confident, trying to get some shots on net, but as SES continues to gain in confidence, so does MPT, and MPT's defense as well. The rotations are looking a lot smoother and a lot cleaner coming out from MPT, and they're able to stop what SES is trying to put on net.
Yeah, but now we got some offensive pressure, some weak shots coming out so far, but it's more about trying to force the defense to make a play. Then you get another 50. It turns into an infield pass. You see it right off the backboard to get anything, and this Blurred has to throw it to the corner, but it's still on the orange side of the field. Now Ella's going for the infield pass. No one there to reach it. No boost on the side of SES on that offensive strike.
And if you look over on the sides, MPT has had pretty decent field boost control for this game. SES kind of struggling to be able to finish their plays or get some nice solid shots, but Sammy trying to go up. Miss Blurred trying to center the ball up for a teammate, but nobody is there. The ball is going to go up the midfield wall and back into the net. Unfortunate from SES. She tried to do everything that she could, but an unfortunate own goal, I believe.
Ella got a little bit of a dunk there, and Maisie Pie, she went for a boost because they were rotating out like on the orange side of the field. She thought she had time, but Ella, I think it was a nice wall dunk there to score it. And, you know, there are times when it's a 50-50 and you hope for an infield pass, and there are times 50-50 it just goes in the net. And right there, Ella gets credit for that. Ooh, but Top Gun from the midfield, taking away the offensive chance by SES and puts home a wide open net.
Top Gun looking amazing today. This is her second shot of this game, and everything that she has put on net has been fairly accurate, and she's getting her team that comfort goal. 40 seconds remain in this game. MPT wanting to keep this 1-goal lead for this next 35 seconds or so. As SES trying to keep up the offensive pressure. Can she get it to drop down to a player? No. Maisie Pie is going to be the first one to go up. She doesn't get a touch on the ball, but she will bump a defender. She's trying to get a touch here, and it does go in. Maisie Pie with an amazing shot on net.
The wall redirect coming out. Maisie Pie just beating Ella to the ball, who's been like permanent goalie, it feels like at times, making so many saves. This time, Maisie Pie, with not a lot of boost as well, had 0 in the tank by the time that shot hits the redirect, and that probably seals the deal for MPT in game 2.
Yeah, SES would definitely need to get some sort of a shot now within these next 13 seconds or so, but with that comfort goal, it's looking like it's going to be a little bit impossible here, as MPT is most likely going to secure their first win of the day.
0 seconds comes and goes. Keep the ball up for a little bit. Why not? Keep it a little entertaining, but MPT, we got a series. 1-1 now. This is a great sign for both these teams, I think, because I think one of the most important things here is getting these teams on stream who have never been on like a big stage like this, but we want to see both teams play well. And we're seeing that right now. MPT takes game 2, SES game 1. But right there, I think my MVP was probably Maisie Pie. That wall direct was beautiful.
That was a gorgeous shot. And I think for myself, I'm going to go Top Gun. I feel like she really set the pace for her team. I think she helped speed things up and helped everybody gain some confidence there.
Yeah.
And as time has continued on, MPT is starting to look stronger. They're starting to look scarier. I know for SES, you know, there was the possibility that the caster curse was going to go in their favor. But MPT looking like the team that we all know and love from the WCBC, coming out strong.
A lot of good midfield pressure. We saw a goal there where it was a lot of midfield pressure where there was no time for SES. They tried to make a play, but then Top Gun comes out and just takes a goal away, basically. So we're seeing it right now, like MPT again. They look more in control. Those nerves are gone maybe by game 2. That might be troubling for SES. But I've seen a lot of Rocket League in my time. And every game is different. Every 5 minutes is different. So you never know what's about to happen. I'm excited. Game 3. This one, so important. Who goes to match point? MPT, the North American favorites. SES, coming from Europe. I love the continental rivalry. Love it.
I am out here repping EU from Austria. You can go ahead and take your NA teams with you as we watch Sammy try to set her teammate up for a shot on net. It actually does go in. Miss Blurred is going to be the first one to be credited with a goal in this series. As, you know,
Chaos.
Chaos.
Yeah, just chaos. Like, so Miss Blurred just has to try and throw that through the defense. Looks like a little bit of an own goal, but Miss Blurred gets credit for the goal. She was the hero in game 1 with the overtime, and now the lead in game 3.
Sammy is going to be the next person to try and start something, but a demo. Top Gun is starting to amp up the aggression. I talked about it in these past 2 games, that she was trying to speed things up for her team, but SES seems to just be the most aggressive team on the field at the moment. An amazing shot. Unfortunate save. It's just not really possible in a situation like that. But nonetheless, 4 minutes and 34 seconds remain. There's plenty of time for MPT to catch up as we head on over into this next game.
Yeah, Miss Blurred right there was just an aerial fake. It was a 50-50 that went really well, so she had time. That means everyone's got to panic on defense and try and dive with the ball. Miss Blurred doesn't make contact. It doesn't matter if that goes in. She's already on 2 goals. There's been no hat tricks yet. She might get the very first one.
She might, as Sammy pinches this off the wall. And a player from SES tries to continue the play, but Top Gun is going to send this over to the side and give it to Maisie Pie. She gets it past one defender. Can she get it past another? And it stands still. And we see who's going to be the first person to touch it. Ella trying to pinch this off the wall. Top Gun able to get it, but Perona will be the next one up. But no boost in the tank makes things a little bit more difficult than she probably anticipated.
Now, Maisie Pie couldn't make a read on that midfield play, so the ball spills into the orange half, and SES would love a 3rd goal here.
They really would. 3 minutes and almost 30 seconds remain. SES doing everything that they can to hold on to this 2-goal lead and trying to take MPT to match point. I know we talked about it earlier if you just got here, but MPT are the favorites to win this match. But however, SES, you know, there's the possibility that if there are no nerves to compete, then it is a little bit easier to play.
And truly, who is the favorites when SES, they're European? We know European Rocket League is better than North American Rocket League most of the time.
Yeah.
So, you know, hey, maybe it's just that European love coming out for SES. And they got a 2-goal lead. It happened early on, so these last minute 30, no goals scored by either team like MPT. There's still plenty of time on the clock. 3 minutes left. Right here, we have a scoring opportunity. Goes just a bit too high, and we get the clear.
And Maisie Pie trying to set up a teammate. She's centering it for one, but it does get denied. And Sammy is the next one up. She clears it over one player. The ball is now in the midfield. Ella is next up to take a shot. Can she get this sent over to result? No, but Miss Blurred is already up in the air, trying to continue to push on the defense. The ball.
Ella? Ooh, okay. She's always third in rotation, waiting for a scoring opportunity. Right here, we get a demo coming out from her. I really want to see what she'll do in that midfield pressure when the ball does spill out to her. Right there, almost a scoring opportunity, but not quite.
And as time winds down, we're starting to see a lot of players go for these demo plays, trying to open up some sort of an opportunity for their teammates to be able to score. The ball actually is going to get cleared off the back wall, and Top Gun is going to send this over to the side, give it over to Macy. She's going to center it, see if this can go in, but it will be denied and sent on over to the sidewall. Top Gun trying to continue a play, but the ball gets sent right over her.
Smart play on defense by SES. Not trying to do too much, just throw the ball back into the corner. You don't have to clear it every single time. Waste time in those corners and wait for a teammate to help you out. And they do finally get out of their half, but of course it comes right on back, and Sammy's got to clear it again. Trying to play that corner game. Don't want anything in the midfield. Now a counterattack opportunity, but it gets thrown wide.
Ella is going to be up. She has enough boost to get there, but just unfortunately is not able to. Maisie Pie, though, is going to try and get this to drop down center and see if Krona can get it, but it will be sent over to the side by Miss Blurred. Ella and Miss Blurred are doing everything that they can right now to keep this out of their net. A shot on target, but Ella will deny it. Ella, just a defensive monster at the moment, saving her team as 1 minute in this game remains.
So I was a permanent goalie when I played, and I'm loving what I'm seeing out of Ella. Just save after save after save coming out, holding this 2-goal lead.
Ella is looking so confident right now, and of course, 2-goal lead with 40 seconds remaining. The pressure is amped up for MPT right now. They're kind of just struggling. They want to just clear that ball over, but they cannot seem to get out of their half. Yeah. Finally a clear, but it just gets sent right back into the midfield, and the ball goes right back into the blue half.
It's going to the blue half, but nothing too critical just yet. Right here's a scoring opportunity. A shot comes out, but we got 2 defenders, and Ella's on the goal line. So we don't got to work. Like SES, just leave Ella there, and no goals will ever be scored. 10 seconds left. SES just got to hold out for a little bit longer. They've done it for about 4 minutes and 30 seconds, and they do it here, keeping MPT scoreless in Game 3.
2-0, and now sitting at match point as we, of course, we let the ball continue to play, but it now drops. SES winning, and now taking MPT to match point.
Yeah, and this is tough because I feel like for MPT, you got to take demos now. You have to go for Ella. She's always on the goal line making incredible saves time and time again. No matter how they shoot, Ella is there. So I think the physical play has to come out. You have to disrupt the defense of SES, but it's a hard thing to do because that means you have to send one person forward. Now you only have 2 back on defense when you need it. So it's going to be interesting what MPT does. They know what they have to do. It's just, can they do it?
That is very true. And of course, like you said, Ella, she looked so different than she did in the first 2 games that we watched her play. She's looking extremely confident on the defensive end. And it's like you said, truly one of the only things that MPT could do at this point would be to just completely remove Ella from the field by demoing her.
But then it's tough because then you have Miss Blurred on the offensive side scoring like pretty much everything. So now you're like, all right, now we only have 2 defenders for her, and it's a tall order for sure. But MPT, again, we said they were favorites. Maybe we were wrong. Like SES is coming out and delivering solid Rocket League.
Yeah, and I think, you know, honestly, a lot of these underdog stories might surprise us today. Sometimes the pressure just is too much as we head on over into game number 4, SES. Match point against MPT. If they win this, this will be their first win of the day as we head on over into match number 4.
Yeah, we talk about group stage. It's 5 teams in each group. You play 4 matches. You have to win at least 2 to get a top 2 finish to advance to the playoffs. Very likely we'll need 3 series wins. So this will be a great start for SES. Bad start for MPT, but they're not done throughout today. But it's still only game 4, anyone series so far.
Yep, and we're going to watch Corona try to get a shot on net, but it will be denied by none other than Ella. Ella already doing what we've seen her do in these last 2 games, just sending these off to the side. Everybody doing what they can to try and get shots on net from MPT, but SES's defense is looking just as strong as it did in the last game, if not stronger.
And real quick, I want to mention on the bottom bar, as long as this doesn't go in, it does. Corona putting one home for MPT. But really quick, on the bottom bar, like if you want to watch more Rocket League action going on, we have co-streams, we have B streams, we got so much Rocket League going on, so go see your favorite teams compete.
Yep, a lot of your favorite streamers are co-streaming this amazing tournament for us. But we are watching SES versus MPT. Corona trying to keep control of the ball. Can she get a shot on net? It's a bit wide, but the follow-up will be denied. A third follow-up goes onto the backboard.
Oh, the tap!
Can Macy send it to her teammate? She can.
What a play.
Corona with the follow-up shot. MPT now sitting 2-0 with 3 minutes and 53 seconds remaining.
Mazy Pie, that's a huge play. You are third rotation. You have to make a 50-50 happen. Not only will that happen, she follows it up and gets the pass to the midfield. Brilliant play by Macy Pie.
Gorgeous play, and MPT is a team that once the synergy is back to perfection and the team plays start coming out, Top Gun is going to be the first one to get a single shot. An amazing, a kickoff goal, just like that, 3-0.
Those kickoffs are so rough because the ball pops over your players' heads, and then the other person that was trying to cheat up, they can go for a free aerial at that point. Top Gun does just that. And it's a blowout. It's a blowout at this point. 3:45 still on the clock, so SES can make a comeback, but 3-goal leads are very, very hard to come back from. We might be looking at a game 5.
It is possible. We could be looking at a game 5. MPT sitting at a comfortable 3-0. 3 minutes and 30 seconds remain as Miss Blurred tries to go up. Can she send this over to her teammate? She can, but an MPT player is going to be there first. MPT looking extremely fast and aggressive, not looking like how they did in this last match that we watched them play. Another shot on net is denied. Sammy trying to send this over to the corner, but an MPT player is going to be the next one to be able to take control.
But that's what you got to do for SES. Start in the corner, waste some time to get rotations back. We saw 2 players go for the same ball. So at that point, you just got to waste time, wait for the rotations to come through. They do eventually, and now SES has some offensive pressure.
And I see Ella trying to drive the ball up the wall, and that's the second time I've seen that, these off-the-wall shot attempts. But one thing I'm noticing is SES tends to be out of boost when they're trying to make these shots, and there was another one, but it was just too weak for it to be able to slide on in. Another shot coming out, but it's just a bit high from Ella, and the ball will remain in control of MPT.
Those are the worst, because Ella, she wants to shoot there. She wants the aerial. She has 0 boost. She couldn't get up any higher than she did. That's why that ball gets lifted up. So unfortunate for that, but SES still scoreless in game 4.
They are, as Mazy Pie is next up, but Ella's going to send this over into the midfield. Top Gun will pinch it off the wall, try to continue the follow-up, but it rolls right on over into MPT's half and then gets sent right back. It actually gets cleared, and Mazy Pie will follow it up for a 4th goal. MPT sitting up 4-0 with about 2 minutes remaining.
Look at these wall redirects right there, the give and go. Mazy Pie first with the first touch, and I think it was Top Gun with that pass coming out off that wall. Mazy Pie didn't have any boost, didn't matter. It was the perfect pass, 4-0, MPT.
Yep, MPT just at the right place at the right time. The ball's going to go off the backboard and will be denied for SES to have the same sort of opportunity. Top Gun trying to continue the play, and Miss Blurred trying to deny it. Everybody is just kind of scrambling right now on SES to get something started with 1:40 remaining. The ball will go in. Ella will be credited with the first goal for SES.
SES needs it. No doubt about that. 4 goals down, 1:40 every time the ball gets cleared out of your half. That's going to waste like 10 to 15 seconds, so you got to get these goals as soon as possible. 3-goal game, 1:40 left, it's doable.
It is doable. It's not impossible. I've seen crazier things happen. And there we go. There's the Sammy we know and love starting to get the defenses in stronger for SES. SES starting to deny a lot more shots from MPT than they were before. The ball is going to go up into the midfield. Can Sammy continue to follow this play? She centers it, but there is not another player from SES to continue this play and get it sent on into the goal. Top Gun's going to try and waste some time here and give it over to Corona. Corona's just going to let this ball into the midfield. Miss Blurry is going to be up next off the backboard, and it will be sent on over to the side.
That's all MPT has to do right now, waste time. They don't have to score necessarily. 3 players back, play the corners, play the wall. Don't give anything in that infield. As long as you do that, you'll waste plenty of time and get this one.
Absolutely. Just focus on your defense right now and waste time and keep control of the ball. Sammy is going to be next up and tries to center it, but it actually goes a bit high for anybody to have actually been able to do something. The ball's going to get sent back into the SES half, and Corona is going to try. She actually gets a second touch off of it, and the ball goes into the midfield for Ellis to try and follow up this play.
And how awesome is this? It's our first game on the mainstream. We're going to a game 5. That's exactly what we want, right?
That's exactly what we want.
We want competition. We want both teams performing well and the drama. We want 5 minutes to decide who wins the first game of their group.
We do, and as the clock runs down, 3 seconds remaining, the ball is currently going to touch the floor, and MPT is going to take SES to game 5.
And I'm looking at my script, and yep, that's exactly what we want. Game 5. Caster Curse is still alive. Like, this is exactly how we pictured it. But MPT, their 2 wins, I feel like, were more convincing than maybe SES's. So, little concerned, but at the same time, you know, both teams have won 2 games. So if MPT, if they come out hot for that first minute of play, it could be interesting. But game 3, like SES, they scored 2 goals in the first, 30 seconds? So both teams have had big leads early, and they've held on. So we haven't seen any comebacks yet. So I think the first goal of game 5 going to be incredibly important, because once the team has a lead, it seems like they're holding it so far.
Yep, both of these teams, just like you said, once they get that first goal or even the first 2 goals, it seems to be fairly easy for them to hold on to that lead. So, you know, going into this next one, if I were SES, I'd be a little nervous. MPT looked really confident in that last one. If you mix Ella's defense with Top Gun's offense, and everybody just on MPT looking way better than they did in even the first 2 games as well as they played. This game 5 could either be a blowout or it could be really stagnant.
We want overtime. We want
overtime.
But Herc, I'm putting you on the spot because you picked MPT and I did as well. Who's winning game 5?
Oh, I don't know. Well, let's
Smart
head
answer.
over into
I like
game
it.
5 and find out.
That's the thing. Never answer the questions. Pull a lemon kiwi. You know, just delay on your predictions, and you'll be fine. You'll be fine. We both picked MPT, but after watching, I think it's anyone's game. See how it all plays out. I'm going to pick SES. So I'm going to flip. I'm going to flip. I'm going with the EU team. I think there's EU power in Rocket League. If only they were French, but they're not. Then I would definitely have picked them. But, I think all 3 from Netherlands. So see how this all plays out. But who gets that first goal? So incredibly important, because leads have not gone away throughout the series.
And we have seen a couple of demos really early on, so you know that these teams are trying to be a lot more aggressive.
It is.
Sammy getting the first goal of the game. 4 minutes and 20 seconds remain, and Sammy has already given her team that lead.
And Miss Blurred with the bump on the defender, then hunting for some more. Didn't need it because Sammy put it in the perfect spot, but the bump play is coming out for SES, and they're grabbing early lead.
Yep, SES looking very aggressive and communicating very, very well. Another demo coming out in the midfield. Sammy trying to get a shot on net, but it was just a bit too fast for her to keep control of it. A shot will be denied by Maisie Pie, and Top Gun is going to be up next to try and get a shot.
SES again, Got to hold that lead. But at this point, it's only one goal, so you can't be playing just all defense at this point.
Yeah.
We know they can with Ella just playing pretty much on the goal line all the time, but you got to see a little bit more offense. Want to get that early lead that we saw in Game 3. Right here, Miss Blur gets a chance, turns it into a 50-50 pass, but Top Gun throws it away.
And Perona is going to be up next. Can she send this to herself? But no, it's not possible. She had 0 boost, but another shot coming on net, but it is denied by Sammy. Ella trying to keep control, but she loses it, but it's okay. Her teammates are up next to be able to follow this. Ella's going to sit in net where she knows she will be successful no matter how much
It's my favorite spot on the field.
Yeah,
It's my favorite spot on the field. I love it. It's very roomy in net. You know, why not?
It's protected. It's safe.
It is. You got walls around you. It's
You know
lovely.
there's nobody behind you if you're in there. The ball is going to go over to the side. Ella's going to try and get this over Perona, but up next is Maisie Pie to deny that. The ball is going to be just a bit wide for a shot, but a follow-up from Sammy gets denied. And SES just keeping that pressure on. It's extreme at the moment. MPT trying to save it, but all of their boost seems to look extremely low. But finally some breathing room for MPT. But it doesn't last very long because Ella's already back.
For a split second, and Ella's like, I'll just go for a wall dribble here, get a 50-50. But it looks like SES played a little bit far back. See 2 people around the midfield line, just waiting for plays to come out from MPT. And MPT just got to clean up the defense a bit. We see some misses, which turns pretty much everything into chaos, and then no one has boost. Right here, we see a steal by Miss Blurt in the air, meets the aerial on the wall, clear. And she's back to her offensive MVP self.
And I saw in that situation, you know, Perona wanted to go up and continue to follow the shot, but, you know, SES is just faster at the moment.
Yeah, Miss Blur just saw the opportunity and went up for it. Why not? Because you still have 2 players behind you. So go for it. Worst case, you're upfield for a counterattack later, but Miss Blur, she makes the connection and scores yet another one.
Yep, and the offense right now, the ball is getting sent into the midfield, over into the orange half. SES trying to follow the shots up.
Miss Blur coming out of nowhere.
Doing what she can, but it's not enough. The ball is going to get cleared back. But of course, Ella, the one we know and love, is already there.
Oh, Ella loves
sending it
this.
off to the side. Ella is just...
It's a 2-goal lead. She's like, oh, I love
She's having
this.
the time of her life. She's like, I get to play defense for like another minute and 30.
Yeah, Miss Blur, just do your thing. Go for these aerial dunks. I'll chill back. Look, I'll move up here or there. Like, I'm not going to pull full
Like,
Gibbs.
go score some
You know, like, I
clips.
play offense too. Right here, we get a little pass coming out to Sammy, but MPT, minute 25 on the clock. They need to score a goal soon to have a chance.
And Miss Blur denying 2 attempts to try and get a goal here. But the ball gets actually cleared back. But of course, alas, Ella with a pinch off the wall, and she's actually potentially saved it, but Sammy's going to be there first. Miss Blurred trying to get this past the defender, but it does get denied, but it's okay because Sammy's going to be up next to clear this. 1 minute remaining. SES is up 2-0 versus MPT. Maisie Pie trying to get a shot on net, but she doesn't have enough boost. And Maisie Pie, this is something I've noticed a lot from her is, unfortunately, when she tries to go up for these goals, she just doesn't have enough boost.
Oh!
How was that saved?
I don't even know who that was. Was that Maisie Pie with an incredible save? Had to make 2 saves on it. Keep MPT hopes alive. But 30 seconds left. They need to gain control of this ball and put one home soon.
And the ball goes off the backboard and centers itself, an opportunity for MPT to score, and Top Gun is going to be the one to follow it up. 22 seconds remain. It is possible for MPT to get back here, but it's going to take a lot of work.
Miss Blurred trying to go for the save. 2 defenders there. Didn't matter. What a shot by Top Gun. 22 seconds. 1 goal game. Game 5. We wouldn't have it any other way.
We would not, as we watch both of these players in the midfield try to follow this ball, and the ball continues.
What a
to be
shot!
saved. Their shot is gone.
No!
And it
Crossbar!
actually bounces out. Another shot on net. That hurts if you're
5
MPT,
seconds.
but 5 seconds remain. A center, but it gets denied. 2 seconds. Are they going to keep the ball in the air?
Oh,
No.
SES.
SES denies the opportunity of going to overtime as they drop the ball and they beat MPT in a game 5.
SES praying to the crossbar gods there. So close from MPT. But both teams played absolutely amazing. It was so much fun to watch. Game 5, either team could have won it at the end. SES, maybe not true underdogs, but to us they were, but they come out with the victory in Game 5.
They really do. And, you know, I'm not going to say it was the caster curse. I'm going to say that it was a solid and fair game of Rocket League that was played, but we do have more Rocket League underway. We got to get these players into their lobbies first. So in the meantime, we're going to take a nice little break, and we'll see you guys soon.
Hi, my name is Zola. I play for the Pittsburgh Knights, and we'll be competing in the Radiant Rocket League Series, and this is a hot seat presented by NYX Cosmetics. I live with Jade, so I think for me personally, she's the team mom because she makes me actually take care of myself and eat. I would say Jade just because she has like 15,000 hours in the game, so I always know that I can look at her gameplay to find something to improve. That'd be me. I'm the only one that warms up on the team usually, so I think just by default, it's me. Ooh. You know what? I think people find this gross. My favorite food, just in general, is alligator. Make it more inclusive and just have more opportunities for whatever minority it might be, whether that's women in gaming, racial minorities, sexual minority, whatever it might be. Be sure to tune in on February 26th for the Radiant Rocket League Series at twitch.tv/RadiantGG.
And now you close your eyes.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Radiant Rocket League Series. I guess we just had the best match of the day already. Game 5, and that close. Were you guys expecting this to be this close?
I did not. I thought we were going to see probably a little bit more of like 3-0s happen because we got teams that are like content creators, but teams that are also like SSL. And then this first match, it's NA versus Europe, and I'm thinking, all right, like NA with MPT, they might take this because they have experience. But SES comes out of nowhere with the defense from Ella, with the offense coming out as well. It was just so much fun to watch, and it was so much fun to cast with Hercules in a live studio, her first ever cast, and she absolutely killed it. So congrats, Hercules.
That was fun.
you.
Well, I mean, speaking of nerves,
Speaking of nerves.
let's talk about the game 1. I mean, both you guys were pointing out how it felt like the players had a lot of nerves going, just hesitations all around. Herc, how do you kind of quell those nerves so quickly in a series so important?
I think a lot of times when it comes to like these tournaments, because like for example, like I take the in-game tournaments about as seriously as this is. And it is very nerve-wracking when you have that pressure, but once you start to have fun with your teammates, I feel like that's when a lot of that pressure goes away. And the good thing to know is a lot of these teams, it's just groups of friends. These are people who play together all the time, genuinely for fun. And I think as time progressed, we saw, you know, maybe as Ella was getting a lot of those shots, her team was probably hyping her up a lot, and it was a lot less scary for her to do what she wanted to do. So I think, you know, in all honesty, just playing with her friends probably calmed a lot of those nerves.
So I think it was very important for MPT because through game 1, it was no goals by MPT. Then it was about 2 minutes into game 2. They finally score one. And I think that's very important when you're going on a live stream. You have to get that first goal. You have to break that ice. And once they did, they won game 2 pretty convincingly, and then they also blew them out in game 4. So the offense did click eventually. It's just you have to right that ship as early as possible. And I think MPT, they did as best they could because they held like SES scoreless in game 1, and then it was just a brilliant overtime goal that gave them the win. So this series could have went either way.
Yeah, it really did feel that MPT were so hot and cold, so momentum-based. They either went scoreless, like they, I believe one of the games, game 3, SES, 2-0 win there. MPT, and then they would either do nothing or they would do everything. Within 30 seconds, I was like writing down goals, and I had a hard time keeping up. Gibbs, tell me about how important momentum was for MPT.
That's the great mystery of Rocket League, I feel like. Every 5 minutes is different. You'll have a blowout win, and then you can't score a goal. You just can't do anything like in the next game, and I don't think anyone's figured that out. Like, I think everyone playing ranked is like, what is happening? Why can I do 8 goals in 5 minutes, and then I can't score a goal in like a 10-minute overtime? So I've been to MPT here, and that's just one of those things. You have to try and ride the momentum through that 1-minute break, where they had a big blowout win in game 4. They couldn't ride it, though. Like, SES scored early. We talked about, for game 5, the importance of that first goal, because leads were held throughout this series.
They really were, and yeah, just like you said, it was really interesting that a lot of these games, there weren't a lot of comebacks. We didn't really get to see that. You know, maybe as the day goes on, that might be something that's more common, but with these two teams, it was pretty interesting that we never saw those comeback goals. I just thought it was very interesting that whoever would get those first 2 goals got to hold it.
We almost had it in game 5, but
Very
the crossbar. No one likes crossbars. No one likes it.
Well, this is great analysis all around. I'd love to take a look at the group standings eventually just to see how the day is turning out, whether on this match and how the results from other streams have been affecting how the groups are shaping up. Because remember, only the top 2 of each group are moving on to day 2. But as that's shaping up, we're also getting ready for an interview with a very special MVP. But before we drum that up from the people in the backstage, you guys started naming some favorites during the series. So before we name an MVP, I want to see how correct you are.
Oh no, put him on the spot, because then we're going to get into an awkward interview where I don't call them the MVP. I'm not doing this, Lemon. I'm not doing this. They're all MVPs.
Okay, I'll go first.
Okay.
I'll say Perona. Maybe it's a recency bias. Yes. Okay, here's our Chipotle match MVP. Miss Blurred. Did I say Blurred?
Yes.
No.
You said Miss Blurred. I heard it. We all heard it.
Gibbs, you're the stats guy.
We
Tell
all
me about
heard
Miss
it.
Blurred.
The Chipotle match MVP. We talked about the offensive side of the field for SES. Miss Blurred did all of that. 5 goals, 0 assists, but it's because she was putting home all these shots. Only 3 saves because she had Ella to back her up there. 14 shots, though, so what is that, like 35% shooting? I'm going to do quick math here. Probably shouldn't do that on a desk. But about that, which is very, very solid. The average is like 22% in the RLCS. So Miss Blurred, offensive powerhouse.
Yeah. Well, big congratulations to Miss Blurred on the Chipotle MVP of the match. And we're going to get her on the line shortly for our Chipotle MVP interview because, you know, we got to put people on the spot more than usual. So I think we have Miss Blurred on the line. Can you hear us?
I can. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us on that interview. So tell me, what is going through your head, the first match of the Radiant Rocket League Series? How are you doing?
Oh, I'm super excited. I'm really happy that I got to play with these girls. It's like my first time competing in something like this, and I was extremely nervous, as were the rest of my teammates. It was a little nerve-wracking, but I'm glad we were able to pull through, and it just had a really good time. Super fun.
So my question about nerves, is it more nervous game 1 or game 5 where it's a really close series?
I think it was actually game 1 was my most nerve-wracking one because I didn't know what to expect at all. Like I said, it's my first time doing this thing, so we didn't know like the ranks of like MPT or how they were gonna play. I also haven't played with my own teammates for too long, so it was like how we were gonna play together on the platform for the first time. So I think game 1 was definitely most nerve-wracking, and game 5 we were just like, let's just have fun and just relax. And so I think it got better as the games went on.
And I guess for myself, you talked a little bit about not knowing the ranks of MPT. So out of curiosity, what are the ranks of the players on your team?
I would say, as of right now, I am GC2. I've hit like 1800 before, but I have not hit it since. So I'm currently sitting at GC2. And I would say my teammates are hanging around the Champ 3 GC1 rank.
That's awesome. I mean, we're going to have ranks all over the place, and all that matters, it doesn't matter about ranks at the end of the day. It's going to be about the wins. Anyway, Congratulations, Ms. Blurred, on your win today. We're looking forward to chatting to you more
playoffs.
over the next 2 days.
Yeah, playoffs.
Yeah, of
See you
course.
later.
Thank you so much.
All right, that was Miss Blurred. What a series. Big congratulations to SES. First winner in a game 5.
Yeah. All right, so I have one issue. Miss Blurred is lying about her rank. She was playing like an SSL there. The offense is coming out. Like, I'm GC2. I can't do what she was doing. So, huge performance on a stream, too. Live stream where the nerves are playing a factor. You have to take that into consideration. Fantastic performance.
Well, Gibbs, I gotta say, your brain is glowing today. Your skin is glowing, and you
wow.
know why? You know, besides me just being nice to you for today, this is all brought to us by our amazing sponsors, NYX Professional Makeup. We're gonna be doing giveaways throughout the day. So I'm super excited for that. So while we're stepping away for a second before the next matchup, our amazing partner, NYX Professional Makeup, is offering giveaways with a variety of products on the Radiant Instagram. So you can look good and play good. So head over to the Radiant Instagram now to enter. So we're gonna get our next match ready to go. I believe we have a big one. Torrent White versus the Pittsburgh Knights. Herc, you and I are gonna have a chat, like a chat.
I am here to separate, all right? That's why I'm here.
All right, we're going to turn to a quick break, and we'll be back for the next match.
Separate them together. Each perspective in view. I am me, I am you. Justice, fear, and fire. Separate them together. Each perspective in view. I am me, I am you. I am you. I am me, I am you. I am me, I am you.
Attention, citizens. Please commence routine 1399. Proceed instantly to the center. Thank you. I am me, I am you. I am you.
Oh baby, don't leave me going crazy, 'cause I'm restless here. Oh baby, only you can take me, 'cause I belong to fear. You know my tears, they run right into rivers, flowing under mountains, can't get high. I'm onto something, turning into nothing, looking for a reason, tell me why I'm bound to you.